generous in what they set out to do in this town. You look at Donald, Bergus, and Elizabeth. I didn't know Donald that well, but I do know that he was the president of the fire company, and he was very instrumental in getting our new firehouse built years ago, which really now is our community center, which we use. And so we're so thankful for that. And Elizabeth, when I joined the fire company, I guess about 14, 15 years ago, Elizabeth was, she was like my idol. She was so amazing. You know, that pager went off, she'd be there. She was the first one there. She was an EMT. She was very instrumental in working with the Sea Isle Ambulance Corps. You know, she just did so much in this town. And again, she was a role model for me. She was someone that you could definitely depend on. And that's why we look up to these folks that, you know, were ahead of us and are not with us anymore. But in our company, in our Station 9, Strathmere Fire Company, they will live forever. And you can just see what they've done over the years. Elizabeth, she was a go-getter. She would tell you like it was and how it's going to be. But she always had the good points to make sure that things were done right. Upper Township, she went to every meeting. What night was that, Ella?
Monday night.
Monday nights, she would sit in a certain chair, a certain pew, I guess you would call it. And they even named that after her. Her plate is right on the back where she sat every Monday night, for as long as you can remember, sticking up for us in Strathmere and really just trying to improve this little town, which is, you know, I grew up in Strathmere. I've been here since 1962. You know, it's a piece of me, and Elizabeth and Donald were a big instrumental part of making this town what it is today. So at this point in time, I'd like to turn it over to my fellow firefighter, Ella Diamond, and she can continue.
Like her, I did not know Donald very well, but I was blessed to know Elizabeth, who was a force of nature. If you ever got that finger pointed in your face, you would know that she was like right there. And she was my mentor and my inspiration. I didn't ever consider joining the fire company until she said, "You can do anything, especially what the boys can do. You can do it." And I really became a volunteer firefighter and an EMT due to Elizabeth. She was an incredible person. They both exemplified community service. They gave and gave and gave. They gave their whole lives as they traveled around the world. Donald was an ambassador to both Sudan and to Egypt. And Elizabeth was his formidable helpmate. And they had a grand life traveling. And then in 1980, they returned here to Strathmere, and all that energy they spent around the world, they poured into this little town, and we are the beneficiaries of it. So here's to Elizabeth and Donald and all the people that helped to make this town great for us. Now we're going to wind up this little presentation. We'd like to present both a plaque and a banner to the Bergus family, who has contributed so much to our lives here. So, why don't you guys stand up for this part, please? And then we'll get to the concert in just a minute. No, just these guys. Go ahead.
The Strathmere Volunteer Fire Company would like to present you with this plaque. It's something you can remember, and it's something we'll always remember of the great works that they did for our company, Station 9. This is a certificate of appreciation presented to Elizabeth and Donald Bergus for dedicated service as a first responders to our community. Let's hear it.
And Larry is going to, why don't we take the banner? This is a banner that says Strathmere Fire Company with Bergus down at the bottom that they can proudly hang here or in London, where they often live. Okay, so again, let's hear it for Elizabeth and Donald. These are people that helped to make this town what it was and what it is today. All right. You got got three too.
For recognising our grandparents and the contribution they made to the community. I mean, we're just very touched, and yeah, I mean, it's the community that makes this town. It's the people that make it, and they certainly were characters. But we want to thank you for all you do, and the Volunteer Fire Company, you know, every day. And yeah, thank you. Have a good night, and